All right, Jojo. Well, I mean, it's obviously such a pleasure having you on. Love a little dose of girl power here. But what have you been up to in lockdown? Because I know it's such a uncomfortable yet kind of tricky situation for pretty much everybody, especially, someone who is in your business that has to constantly train, constantly make weight and all of that. So what's it been like?
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging, but I've kind of liked it in a way. The first few weeks was hard because I was a little bit more stressed on, because I'm such a, like, I need everything to be on a schedule and everything to be going perfectly. I need all my people around me. I need my strength and conditioning, uh, that confidence. So I was dealing with, oh crap, like this is going to be turned upside down, and I'm fighting for the biggest fight of my life, my career. So I was like, oh, but then, like, I think it was a week or two into the quarantine, we found out that it was going to get pushed back anyway. So I kind of relaxed a little bit, and I've just really been enjoying this time. We actually moved house, so we had time for that, and we've moved into a new place with a swimming pool. So I've been getting my early tanning, and still sticking up with my training, but it's not been at what I'm used to. So that's been a challenge. But yeah, I'm just making the most of it, and I know it's going to be over soon. Staying positive.
And in terms of like your routine and training, how has that changed, or what adjustments have you had to make?
It, like I say, it's completely upside down. Like, before I would be training 3 times a day. Now I'm like maybe training once a day, and it's more relaxed. Like, I don't have someone beside me saying da 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 da, like you're doing it wrong, or you can't. Like, I'm kind of my own boss right now, and it's, although I do push myself to the hardest I can, like I always give 100%, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, okay, like listening to my music and taking my time, and it's more of a relaxed, just kind of enjoy this moment of being in my own zone without anyone around me.
And then in terms of diet now, we know that that's a tricky one. I think all of us have struggled with diets in quarantine. I've probably eaten all my quarantine snacks in the first week. Someone that we know quite well is Darren Till, and he's been very honest about having Five Guys all the time. And he said, look, people need to be real. People need to show that these things happen. We do these things. It's a crazy situation. But how have you had to, deal with your diet? Because like you said, when this is all over, you might have to literally just pick up where you left off from and go straight into a fight.
Yeah, luckily I'm at the stage in my life where I've went through a kind of period of my life where I was depressed, and I was like drinking, I was eating, binge eating, and I'm kind of past that stage in my life. So now I've kind of got a good, and it's been about 2 or 3 years now, so I have a good kind of baseline of, if I will never go back to binging, but if I do have the odd treat and stuff, it doesn't really make a difference to my weight or my mood kind of things, because I'm not going extreme. So I'm still trying to be smart in that aspect. And as for my routine of eating, I never miss a meal. I've always been good at that. So I always get my breakfast, lunch and dinner. I mean, whether it's going to be always like strict, no way. Like, there's no way you could keep a perfect diet, especially in this situation. Like the past 6 weeks, we've been stressed, and what do people do when they're stressed? They like kind of fall off the bandwagon of eating, like getting takeout and that kind of thing. But yeah, I've just kind of kept a good balance on that thing. Like, and now with my partner away, he could eat anything, so I was eating what he was eating. So now I feel like for the past 2 weeks I've been eating like more clean. Not to put the
Boys,
blame
they
on
have it.
him, but
That's what happens when you start living with someone. And then I know you've spoken to Ariel as well, I think back in February, and you spoke quite candidly about how you loved your time in Australia because it helped you give like a nice mental reset, you know, and you kind of just hinted at it as well in this chat. So now it's funny because when we speak to a lot of athletes, they either say that this time is super frustrating and it's a big, you know, mental mess, and some say, you know, I'm kind of thankful because it's given me a pause that I would normally not have to kind of look around, reset, learn things about myself. So how's it been for you?
yeah, it's been awesome. You know, I was really like, I was even just at the start of starting a camp for the our next fight, so I was like already like in that kind of zone and pushing myself really, really hard. And it was like, still I had another 10 weeks, so I was kind of getting to that, oh, I better pull the reins a little bit. And at the time this all happened, so it was a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because I was feeling like, oh geez, I've been pushing it a little bit too hard and kind of need to have a little bit of a break. Didn't quite want 6 weeks, and however more longer this goes on for, but it has been good. And visualization is really important to me, and this time has really, I've connected well with that and connected with a few other things that I wanted to really work on. And I've been talking to my sports psychologist every week and been really taking that on as well. So it's, yeah, it's been really good the past 6 weeks, like, you know, doing stuff that you probably wouldn't have done if we were so in a chaos frame of mind of, I have to do this, I have to do that, training 3 times a day and doing everything else on top of that.
And then I know as well, you said that, I mean, when you got the news that you were going to get this title shot and up against Valentina, but you said you probably did a couple of laps around your living room screaming, you know, and I was just trying to picture that. But then, of course, when you got the news of the delay, plus with everything going on, just what was that like? What, you know, emotionally speaking?
I was probably like, you know what, God is good. I prayed for that fight, and you know, I prayed on me being more patient with, because I didn't have a fight for so long, and then I just tried to see that something big was coming. And then when it did come, it was like, it has been a roller coaster, because we were like so excited, and we still are. Like, still can't believe I'm in that position to for it still to go on and that kind of thing. But when it get pushed back, I was like, God's still good, because you know, he knows that I wouldn't be wanting to be in this, and everyone's in this situation that has fights coming up. You know, this is not what we're used to. But I've been there. I've been in the Ultimate Fighter house, and it was like 6 or 7 weeks, and that was at the time for the biggest fight of my career. And I know that I didn't perform well, so I know what it would be like to try and fight right now. I would make the most of it, but I don't think, especially for this one, this is even bigger than the Ultimate Fighter, but I don't think that I would like to, I would still give it my all, but I wouldn't like to go in. I would be a little bit not as confident as if I had my right schedule, like training 3 times a day and my right people around me.
And then since we're like a couple of weeks into this and people are starting to, I suppose, adapt to, you know, these quarantine times, have you gotten any more details as to possibly when, where, how the fight with Valentina could eventually happen?
No, I know she's gonna, well, I don't know, but I heard through the internet that it'll be August before she's ready, so I'm hoping there right then, August straight away, like, because I know, like, as soon as my partner coach is back, we'll get the ball rolling straight away, and then I just need the PI to open, and even if there's restrictions in order, I can work with that. And I mean, let's be honest, like if UFC called me and said, by the way, get ready for June, it's happening. This was all just a joke. I would be like, where did I sign? So I would be like, I probably wouldn't be as ready as I was like if I had everything in place, but I would be like, fuck it, let's go. And but yeah, so I think in 2 weeks, everything's going to be start to get that ball rolling again.
And then what do you make of Dana White and the Fight Island idea? I know some people want to say, yo, just chill. We don't know what's going on in the world. Some things are bigger than sports. And some, basically praise him for at least being so proactive and constantly thinking and evolving as the days pass. What do you think of it? Is that something you definitely want to crack at?
Yeah, I love it because it gives me a little bit of hope that I still have a job. I can still, like, once all this is over, there's possibility of earning money again. So yeah, for me, it just gives me that little bit of hope. And I know he's going to, like, we fight and we put our bodies through so much, but we're also, like, very well taken care of. So I know safety and all that is not going to be an issue, because I know they'll put that in place as well. So yeah, at the end of the day, it just gives me hope that I can get back to earning and fighting.
And then speaking of Valentina, of course, for an opponent, it's amazing, because I know when you were speaking to Ariel back in February about her, you spoke absolutely glowingly. You said you basically look up to her, So how do you approach a fight like that when it's someone that you do respect so much and you do, I suppose, look up to and almost want to model yourself like that in a bit?
I think that's the great thing about this sport. You've got athletes and people in here that are always wanting to improve every day, and we inspire to get better. And through this sport, you have to test yourself. We're testing ourselves every day in the gym, but the big test at the end of the day, the big test is the fight. So in this sport, the fight is always against someone that is better than you or is right there with you. So for you, you have to prove that you're the best by beating whoever's in front of you, or like climbing the ladder in the rankings. So that motivates me, and I'm just here for the test and for constantly testing myself. And ever since I started this sport, that's why I left Muay Thai, because I couldn't politics and couldn't get the fights that I wanted. I wanted to fight the best people, and that didn't happen. And I knew, like, especially when UFC introduced the female category, that will be where it happens, like the best in the world, and that's who you're up against, that's your competition.
And then what are some, she's been in great form, she had 5 straight wins. What are some aspects of her style that you probably admire, or is going to be quite difficult? I suppose a lot of people tend to talk about, her how she is, her ability and her strength on the ground. Is there something that you could probably exploit or think you could use to your advantage, or that you want to attack first?
Yeah, we've been watching her for a while now. Obviously, she's at the top of the flyweight division, so whenever she's on, and with my coach, and we always like watch, and for at the start there, for a while we were like watching a fight every day, and we were taking notes down. But obviously I'm not going to come online and say I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. That would be disrespectful on my part, and I know she's a very tough opponent, but I'm going to give it my all, and I have full confidence in our game plan, my coach, and I'm going to make it a fight. At the end of the day, I'm going to make it exciting, and I'm going to do whatever I can to win, and respect her at the same time. But obviously, when you're in there, you can't be like, oh, I respect her, she's like inspirational and stuff. All that goes out the window, There's someone in front of you trying to take your head off, and that thing doesn't go through your mind, but the lead up to that, it does. But when you're in there, at the end of the day, it's just her trying to beat me, and I'm going to be trying to beat her.
And I know we kind of just hinted at it as well, especially when we played a little game before we started this chat about hairstyles. I know that's something that you kind of did with Ariel as well a couple of months ago, probably over a year ago or so, I think it was. Do you have any plan? Because I know everyone's desperate for a new hairstyle once we all get out of quarantine. So do you have anything planned for this fight now that you've had time to reflect on what hairstyle you might want?
It's funny because like a picture of my old hairstyle will pop up, I'm like, oh, I get that kind of itch to shave it back. But right now it's probably down to my chin. Like I've proper got a little bob going on because I've grew it back in. But yeah, I'm done with the kind of hairstyle and being cool and all that. I just had it for so long. Like I kind of was the first one to do it back when I started MMA, so it kind of wore thin, and now I'm just kind of more of under a hat kind of thing. And if it's not under a hat, then the one time I do it up, it's usually straight or curly. And in this sport, it's really hard to keep your hairstyle in kind of fashion. Really, it just goes in a bun or under a hat. But nah, it's took me so long to grow it this far. Then let's just let's just go all the way. See it out.
Have you been tempted to try anything new whilst in lockdown now, or nah?
Yeah, I'm trying the whole don't wash your hair style. Like it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good for your hair, and yeah, although it kind of has a few split ends, it needs a little bit of a trim. But
How long do you go though? How long do you go before you say, okay, maybe I should wash it now?
Well, right now, because I'm in the house and I'm not really seeing anyone, I'm like, it's been maybe about 4 days. But yeah, it's always like, well, back when everything was normal, I would go like, it can go another day. And that day I would wake up and wouldn't wash my hair. And then I would be like, oh crap, that's when you know. So when the thing goes through your mind of, yeah, it can go another day, that's usually when you should wash it, because it's not going to last that day.
That's very true. I think my record so far has been 7 days. And then my brothers start saying you're gross, so wash it.
Well, I've been going in the pool, so I think I'm more gross. So.
When I was little, I used to tell my mom that counts as washing. You must wash some stuff off your hair, I guess. So there you go. That might be the record. We'll probably push it and see how far we can go, and then I'll report back to you. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, Jojo. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know it's a frustrating time, but we definitely hope to catch up with you soon. Hopefully, when we do have a date and the time and the location for this fight, and we can definitely see you out there, because I know it will be an absolute dream come true for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for interviewing me, and stay safe out there.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.